Good morning. Good morning. Hi. Here we go. I'll start my show off with my theme song. Enjoy and welcome to what is today? Is Thursday, September 2025.
My city on fire. I'm sorry I fight ya. I'm just tryna be better. Too cold for a sweater. Learn there's no forever. We on the search for better. We on the search for better. We on the search for better. My city on fire. I'm sorry I fight ya. I'm just tryna be better. Too cold for a sweater. Learn there's no forever. We on the search for better. We on the search for better. For better. I don't think they mad that I said something. Ugly nigga for ransom. But my brother's alright. I'm tryna be a provider. Where I'm from is all violent. Safer to keep silent. It's hard for me to choose you. Scare my life would abuse you. My city on fire. I'm sorry I fight ya. I'm just tryna be better. Too cold for a sweater. Learn there's no forever. We on the search for better. We on the search for better. For better. And I can't wait to tell my mama that I made it. Man, I'm tired of the stressing and I'm tired of this fake shit. I see the vision, say there ain't no being lazy. Gotta wake up early morning, yeah, the money never weighing. My mama showed them different, we ain't worried about you bitches. Stack your dreams, travel far, forever, she mentioned. I pray my love a better way in 7 days. Cause the people in my city really steady, acting shady. R.I.P. dope boy, ain't get to make it through. Man, I'm truly scarred, why it had to be you. Do it on your own, now you have to lose your life. We just wouldn't make it out, see it back and catch a fight. I'm sorry I fight ya. I'm just tryna be better. Too cold for a sweater. Learn there's no forever. We on the search for better. We on the search for better. For better. Keep it real, I don't know who to trust. They love you when you down, but they hate you when you up. Now you my brother, but you stealing from me, blood. I just peep shit, now I gotta like a trust. Shit been welling on me, though for real. Ever since my brother died, mama said I need to chill. Baby, take your time, I promise you gotta heal. I just push her to the side, but I still feel it still. I've been hurting, broke past, got me splurging. Blue mask, I've been purging. Glizzy cocked back, got my mind set on murder. Got my mind set on murder. My city on fire. I'm sorry I fight ya. I'm just tryna be better. Too cold for a sweater. There's no forever. We on the search for better. We on the search for better. For better.
So, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We have nothing around us but resources and allocations. But know this. Yeah, it's just really unfortunate. Let me see if I can go and navigate over to C-SPAN. Gotta go to Chrome first, then go to C-SPAN, and then go to, let me see, gotta get over there first, and then I can go there, and I don't know if that works, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, it does. Amazing.
At Cox, we're always a step ahead. Like how the price of your plan won't go up for 3 years. Guaranteed. That's refreshing. Ooh, s'mores.
Lock the price of your plan for 3 years. Just another way we keep you a step ahead.
Washington Journal continues. Welcome back. It is Open Forum. Just a quick update for you on what's happening on the Hill. From Politico, House Eyes Friday vote. That's tomorrow on funding bill. Says that Republican leaders vowed Wednesday to barrel forward with a stopgap funding bill in the coming days as Democrats threaten to oppose it in favor of their own alternative, raising the chances of an October 1st government shutdown. We'll talk more with lawmakers later today on the program about that. And this is Michelle, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, Independent Line. Hi, Michelle.
Good morning, Mimi.
Morning.
Good morning. I want to talk about this issue with Jimmy Kimmel and the cancellation.
Oh, yeah.
This is very, very scary.
Unsettling.
Particularly because once you go down a road, it's hard to change
Go back.
course.
So, Michelle, let me get everybody up to speed, and then I'll let you continue with your opinion, just so everybody knows what you're talking about. So this is the New York Times. The headline is ABC pulls Jimmy Kimmel off the air for Charlie Kirk comments after FCC pressure. It says Mr. Kimmel faced criticism from the chairman of the FCC for remarks about the politics of the man who is accused of killing Mr. Kirk, the conservative activist. And then it says, here's Fox News that says, FCC Chair Brendan Carr defends ABC affiliates pulling Jimmy Kimmel's show after monologue mocking Charlie Kirk. It says that Carr argues late night shows alienated audiences by prioritizing politics over comedy. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
Thank you for
tell you what
that
you
background.
can and can't think.
This wasn't a market decision.
Right.
People will say, oh, NBC made a business decision, but they made a business decision from the government. And I think MAGA's being very short-sighted. What happens when there's a Democratic president and the church ministers?
Oh, Michelle?
the left doesn't like, will be sued.
Yeah.
You said church ministers that
Yeah, I'm
would
very
be sued?
concerned
Okay.
about freedom of speech. It's very short-sighted to do this, because what happens when the tide turns and the Democrats are in office, and then freedom of speech for ministers are in churches are, their tax exempt status is taken away, or they're controlled by the.
You see, that's the bottom line right there. Because there's always been a foundation in America, and the foundation was the United States Constitution. How do you think that everything was designed in the first place? We had a foundation. Everything came from something, but it came from the basis, and everybody was working from the basis. Then all of a sudden, some people saw it as an advantage to take, and we were working down one-way path of freedom, responsibility, obligation. There was a process that was established, excuse me, that basically anybody could choose to take that narrative. But all of a sudden, we're just a divided people. And that's just real. Oh, let's catch up with the show, shall we?
Government as to what they can say and preach. This is dangerous.
All right. And this is Robert, Cortland, New York, Republican. Hi, Robert. Robert, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, my question is, what would be affected if we had a government shutdown? Because I have Medicare and Medicaid.
You ain't going to be affected.
So my understanding is that those, like, for instance, Social Security checks would still go out. There's certain things that would continue, but those employees would not be getting paid until the government reopens.
Yeah, because do you think, I just hope it does not shut down, because I have Medicare as well as Medicaid.
Yeah, I think you would still be able to access those things, Robert. It's just that the people processing all of that would not be paid. They would get their back pay, but only after the government reopens.
Okay. So I hope. Do you think they'll pass the bill by the 1st October?
So we'll ask our guests that later today. We've got to. Sorry.
I was just giving you my prediction. I think they will pass it.
You think they'll pass it? Okay. Very good. So. Andrew, Pearland, Texas, Democrat. Good morning, Andrew.
Hi, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. The issue that I'm calling to talk about is a State Bill 10, Senate Bill 10 here in Texas. I'm a public school teacher. Senate Bill 10, for those of you that don't know, requires schools to put up the 10 Commandments if 10 Commandment posters are donated by an outside third party to that school. Last Friday, I received an email. I work at a very large district here in the Houston area, and last Friday I received an email from our principal saying that posters had been donated and that they were to be put up by the end of the day. I am not happy about this and was not happy about this because it's clearly unconstitutional, even though Senate Bill 10 here in Texas has not been found to be unconstitutional. There is an injunction that several other districts joined. My district did not. And I want everybody who supports the 10 Commandments and is a Christian to understand that even here in Texas, not everybody is a Christian. I have students at my school who are Buddhist, who are Hindu, who are Muslim. And freedom of religion is freedom from religion. We've got to get this figured out. I'm really scared at the way that this might go. And finally, I'll just say I would hate for the next step to be having to have a picture of white Jesus and Donald Trump in every single classroom in our state. Thank you very much.
So, Andrew, what are you going to do?
Yes. Well, I did not put the poster up. My co-teacher did. I refused to put the poster up myself. So I did not touch it.
But it is up in your classroom, right?
Of course.
It is up in the classroom.
Yeah.
Yes, we were told that it had to be put up because we were going to be complying with the Texas law. I did let the administrators know that they asked us to do an unconstitutional act, that this is clearly unconstitutional under the federal constitution. And I was told that because it is a state bill, we have to follow it.
States' rights.
And did you say anything to your students? Did they ask you anything about the poster?
Nobody has brought it up. No students have brought it up to me. So I was told by administrator on my campus that if students ask me what it is, that I'm to tell them that they can ask their parents, and that if a student tells me that they feel uncomfortable with it being up in the classroom, that I can ask them if they would like to speak to an administrator. But I'm not going to engage with them on this issue. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to use it as a teaching aid. Religion does not belong in our classrooms as curriculum. Unless, perhaps maybe at the high school level, there may be being a religious studies course, but I teach 7th and 8th grade. So I think that this is all an experiment in white Christian nationalism, that they want to push the envelope as far as they can. And I also think that it's to try to rid the Texas public school system of anyone who opposes their ideas. Anyone who gets angry enough to say, well, I don't want to do this anymore. So it's basically to rid progressives from the school system.
All right, Andrew. And for your awareness, President Trump will be meeting with the UK's Prime Minister at Chequers to discuss trade and foreign policy. That is happening at about 9:20 a.m. this morning Eastern Time. We will bring that to you at over.
Okay. That was so interesting. We'll go for another song. It's in my notes. And, I didn't even have to transfer to this phone. I got a new phone. And see, the thing about cell phones, no, it's kind of like a RAID or something like that. Well, they mirror your older device to your new device, and you didn't even have to initiate shit. Everything just tracks you around like, luggage. I remember Eddie Murphy. Was it Eddie Murphy or, whatever, one of those in living color shits. It was a skit. And he said, herpes is like luggage. Once you get it, you just carry it everywhere you go. And I said, oh, Lord, what a true statement. But I'm going to tell you, herpes is a simplex. Something has to do with like communicable diseases like measles, chickenpox. I think it's the chickenpox virus that causes the same thing. And what is it? Recently viewed somebody wanted to join their public group. Well, I thought groups are going away, but I don't know what's happening. But there's a huge shift, a huge change on Facebook. But there's a huge shift, a huge change on these tools out here because they are nothing more than just tools. And it matters that you understand how to utilize these tools because they have to do with building an audience. You know what I'm saying? Shifting the narrative. You don't have to believe what I got to say, but I'm going to tell you everything in America was based on the bottom and how to sustain or how to build or how to uplift, but it was always to the more positive, uplifting. People just figured out how to game the fucking system. And there's nothing wrong with the games because it is games people play. Night and day, they just ain't making what they will do. Hey, to keep on fooling you. Hey, been down too long. Right, wrong, what can I say? It's been a journey. Because it has. And you might say, oh, she's crazy. She could be. That's a possibility. But she's surviving out here on her own. But thank God for family. We are family. Na 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 na. I got all my sisters with me. And I do have my family with me. Even though we're estranged, we're still family. Because life is just truly what it is. It's a gift. And so many people don't even see that. But I'm just wondering. Truly, I'm wondering. share my show. Share it on Facebook. Good morning. There we go. Now just share it to the public. Now my show's over there on Facebook. And it's taking a little bit longer, but it's shared. There we go. On Facebook. And I'll share it again. Let me see. Do. And I can share one more time. There we go. And then that's it, I think. I go here. Copy it. I copied it now. Now it's back. So anyways, just talking about and what else is fraud. So when you because we all Let me see if I can just snatch it for you, and then I'll post it on my wall. Because, hey, this is called skills development. Skills development. So I go to my browser, and then
on C-SPAN 3, if you'd like to see that whole thing, it's set to start at about 9:20 Eastern Time. Stephen, Lexington, Kentucky, Independent Line, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for letting me speak my opinion.
Can anybody hear that? I don't know if you can hear that or not. Nobody's in the room, so therefore it's kind of difficult for me to see or understand what I would be sharing. But if I go back over there and you don't hear it, it'll be so quiet. It'll just be, absent air. And then you'll have to wait until I come back. Just 1 second. Chrome, because I was going to go to the CDC and get a picture.
Just real quick, you need to show that clip of Trump yesterday at his speech while he was with the prince and the kid. He just sounded like the British. But the main reason I wanted to call Mimi was because I wanted to talk about a topic that's been stigmatized for decades. And unfortunately, our listeners and viewers, whenever they talk about this topic, they get shunned or dismissed. I'm talking about the UAP hearing that happened last week. UAP, aka UFO, it's a real thing. We've had 3 congressional hearings. This is not just the first one. This is the third one with whistleblowers, military personnel, individuals from the government and from the media were there to
Let me see. I'm going to just see if I have a child find. CHILDFIND. Oh, well. See, I knew I had something. Hold on. Here we go. Now, then I go back over here, and I knew I could find it. I go here, and then I go here, and then I go here, and then I put it in there. Now, you see, that document is about the requirements to get the federal dollars for every state. And every state has to meet these basic requirements to get the money. You get it? So when the money is coming, everything is jolly. And you have to understand that. States get to do whatever they want to do with the money. There is no follow-up. There is no there is no oversight. The obligation is the people who live within the state. They're the ones who have to they're time for a song.
I'm just trying to make that change that I want in life. And I know that I ain't perfect, I ain't always right. But I'm always out here working, I'ma get what's mine. Everyone look the same when they see them lights. We trying to stay out the way, the lights out for our lives. I'm out the way, the lights out for our lives. I'm just trying to make that change that I want in life. And I know that I ain't perfect, I ain't always right. But I'm always out here working, I'ma get what's mine. Everyone look the same when they see them lights. Trying to stay out the way, the lights out for our lives. The lights out for our lives. Lack of feeling our conversation, I feel different. Seeing shit from a different side, I move different. Able to process the situation, I'm too gifted. The look in your face explain all your pain, and you not ready yet. And I'm that nigga who used to this. I've been put to the test, my style where I wanna go. I feel that foreign the best. Used to get groovy to the jazz, now I completed the test. I feel that it's for the best. And I'm just trying to make that change that I want in life. And I know that I ain't perfect, I ain't always right. But I'm always out here working, I'ma get what's mine. Everyone look the same when they see them lights. We tryna stay out the way, the lights out for our lives. I'm out the way, the lights out for our lives. I'm just tryna make that change that I want in life. And I know that I ain't perfect, I ain't always right. But I'm always out here working, I'ma get what's mine. Everyone look the same when they see them lights. Tryna stay out the way, the lights out for our lives. The lights out for our lives.
Going through the tropical, had to sacrifice. Yeah, I gotta do what's right, and you know it's right. If I ever switch a lane, I ain't tryna be fake. I just don't focus on the hate, I'm tryna elevate. I'm just focused, gotta move forward, have to be a greater me. Cause the old me didn't give no fucks, he was really being bad. Now it's strictly in me mode, money motivated. Yeah, we flying towards smoke, keep a smile on my face, but yeah, I'm truly scarred. Shit really got hard, but I never fall. Can't believe my brother died. I'm just trying to make that change that I want in life, that I want in life.
We trying to stay out the way, the lights out for our lives. The lights out for our lives. I'm just trying to make that change that I want in life. And I know that I ain't perfect, I ain't always right. But I'm always out here working, I'ma get what's mine. Everyone look the same when they see them lights. Trying to stay out the way, the lights out for our lives. The lights out for our lives.
Isn't that so true? The lights are for our lives. How you doing, Lou? We are just moving forward just as if nothing ever happened. I talked to a saint yesterday. She was in my program. Let's not pretend. You start. So what And oh, and the republics are the republics. You know, my country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. And I'm just saying that we've lived through this already. We had the Civil War. The South did not. The South didn't win the And that's just the way it was. But now it's different. You see, every supporter, they keep on trying to. And I'm going to tell you, the engagement is truly you paying attention to what's going on. What we can say is what we know. And I say, you go to the Department of Justice's website. Somebody's dog is up. Yeah. But my God, it's great to know. It's great to know that yep, life, liberty, and the pursuit of. It's a different way of thinking. and And it is. It's just a different way of thinking. I'm going to go back and play one more song. The one in the middle, this one.
Don't forget, we got reasons. Brody in that jam, now he seen them. They didn't have no faith, we was gonna be some. Brody called my phone, we gon' be some. 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 And don't forget, we got reasons. Brody in that jam, now he seen them. They didn't have no faith, we was gon' be some. Brody called my phone, we gon' be some. We gon' be some. We gon' be some. Yeah, we gon' be some. Yeah. We gon' be some. Yeah. We gon' be some. And Brody off that perk, he can't feel none. Only take these drugs so we can feel none. When we was down bad, they didn't say none. Now niggas touching toe, they wanna see some. Pretty city lights, they really mean something. If you ain't on your shit, you ain't gon' be none. Got up off my ass, I'm gon' be some. Got up off my ass, I'm gon' be some. And I'm shooting for the stars, I'm going farther. And I'm with all my brothers, yeah, we going farther. Took a couple losses, but they won't bother. Yeah, I'm working harder, yeah, I'm working harder. We got reasons, Brody in the deep end. And yeah, I'm grinding, and all this shit I'm peeping. Won't stop working until I'm living lavish. My mama need it, so I gotta have it. And don't forget, we got reasons. Brody in that jam, now he seen them. They didn't have no faith, we was gon' be some. Brody called my phone, we gon' be some. We gon' be some. We gon' be some. Yeah, we gon' be some. Yeah, we gon' be some. I'm tryna chase my fucking dream, I'm tryna make a way. You don't understand, you don't understand this pain. Who's in they fight, tryna burn some brain. I understand it's cold, yeah, this shit is strange. If you ain't chasing your dream, get the fuck away. I've been on the road, tryna on the lane. Bro, they get my phone bill on the way. You gon' be at the mall, I'm splurging, yeah. I done been there long, about to make it rain. And don't forget, we got reasons. Brody in that jam, now he seen them. They didn't have no faith, we was gon' be some. Brody called my phone, we gon' be some. 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 Man up, growing up like a young, nobody believe you. Cause this world set you up for failure. My mama always had love, she told me go be something. My pop showed me a way to be something. It's all a process until we up, gang. Going through every emotion, we go be something. I gotta be a leader for my people. I gotta be an example for my people. I told my brothers and my sisters believe anything. Don't let the world tell you that you're not man. Cause we go be up and that's on me. We go be up and that's on me. And don't forget, we got reasons. Brody in that jam, now he seen them. They didn't have no faith, we was gon' be some. Brody called my phone, we gon' be some. We gon' be some. We gon' be some. Yeah, we gon' be some. Yeah. We gon' be some. Yeah. We gon' be some.
That's just so real. Here we I mean, uh, it's still $49. But you see, I thought it was. But you never know. Where is that accident at? Gotta close that. It said one dead crash sedan semi truck near Las Vegas Speedway. Yeah.
This is Alan. He recently discovered the power of AirTasker to get anything done. He even used it to get a custom-made hat for his cat. AirTasker. Get anything done.
Just into our newsroom, at least one person is dead following a crash on I-15. This is near Tropical Parkway, and this is a live look at the scene. Several northbound lanes are blocked right now. Crews currently working to close all of those northbound lanes between Tropical and Speedway Boulevard. We'll continue to follow this to the overnight hours, but for now, we'll be right back.
I've never been on Tropical Parkway. But apparently, you never know when it's your time. And truly, you won't be called, but what's happening across America is really happening. And I don't know how you don't see it, but, you know, the January 6th was the kickoff. And finally, the South won the war. And that's just real. So they're looking at the burdens of having to educate everybody in the state. And they're attacking the special education community. And I'm saying, I don't know how that's going to work. Because the these now, if failure was the only option, Let me see. Oh, I'm going to go for a song. I have to go for here. No, not those. This one.
I've got the waves.
And I got angels in my spirit. I got angels in my spirit. I'm too real to be pretending. And I got angels in my spirit. And I've been speaking, hope you hear it. Love was fake until you showed me. Glad to say I'm not the old me. Every story that you told me. Make sure you never met that. That you never met the cold me. I'm too real to be pretending. And I got angels in my spirit. And I just speaking, hope you hear it. Love was fake until you showed me. Glad to say I'm not the old me. Every story that you told me. Make sure you never met the cold me. Make sure you never met the cold me. Shit cold, but I can be cold. I ain't seen shit but a fucking boulder. And bitch, I'm a climber, I'ma get over. Touchdown, I gotta turn over. I'm on again. Put in my pain, all these songs again. Don't blame it on my cup. I need to feel, so I gotta pour it up. And I can't get enough. And I need your love. And I need it. Baby, believe it.
I see you only hit me up when it benefits you. I ain't the type to play them games, I ain't playing with you. I wanna be by your side, girl, I wanna show you things. Don't bring no pain, never switch and help me elevate. We working every night, spurting every fucking day. Niggas turning snakes, so I had to stay about the way. I just want a happy ending.
I'm too real to be pretending. And I got angels in my spirit. And I've been speaking, hope you hear it. Love was fake until you showed me. Glad to say I'm not the old me. Every story that you told me. Make sure you never met that you never met the cold me. I'm too real to be pretending. And I got angels in my spirit. And I'm just speaking, hope you hear it. Love was fake until you showed me. Glad to say I'm not the old me. Every story that you told me. Make sure you never met the cold me. Make sure you never met the cold me.
That was a good song. I mean, here we are. And this is an app that goes global. It's a global app. And, you can listen from anywhere, but you only hear it if you're meant to hear it. And that's just real, because every mayor appears to be for the House Committee, some kind of D.C. mayor. Oh, yeah, D.C. mayor. Yeah, before the House Committee.
Is obsessed with trying to run Washington, D.C. And if President Trump wants to run Washington, D.C., he should resign as president and run for mayor. Now, I was the mayor of Long Beach, my hometown, before I came to Congress for 8 years. I love local government. We should, of course, all of us spend our time working with local elected officials. And Congress should not be undermining the elected representatives and the people of Washington, D.C. And if the majority today wants to talk about crime in D.C., in the district, we're happy to talk about crime in D.C. We know that some of the worst crime and corruption in D.C. is actually found at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Mm-hmm. President Trump is profiting from his office more than anyone in history. Mm-hmm. Through his crypto grifts, he has profited $1.2 billion. He's denied the rights of American citizens and deported people illegally without due process. He has broken the law to deploy soldiers on the streets of Los Angeles. He's abused his power and canceled federal spending and intimidated Americans who disagree with him, whether you're a scientist, an elected official, or a late-night talk show host. And he's trying to illegally grab control of the Federal Reserve. He's illegally imposed tariffs. He's ripping away health care from 17 million Americans. All the while, he pretends to be tough on crime. And we know that in his first days in office, Donald Trump pardoned hundreds of his followers who beat, tased, and attacked brave D.C. and U.S. Capitol Police. And right now, since we're talking about crime and corruption in D.C., as we speak, Trump is leading a White House cover-up of the Epstein files. Now, just yesterday, Trump's FBI director falsely claimed that he could not release the files, which we know is false. And let's review the facts. Epstein told the reporter that Trump was his closest friend for 10 years. One survivor also said that Epstein's biggest brag was he was very good friends with Donald Trump. In fact, there was an 8x10 picture framed of Trump on his desk. We know the two are very close. Just last week, our committee released the birthday note that Trump personally wrote to Epstein. It's right here. The note said, by the way, and I'll read it, "May every day be another wonderful secret." That's a disgusting message to send to a sex trafficker. Now, the cover-up of this note might be just as bad as the crime, since we're talking about crime in Washington, D.C. today. Trump filed a $10 billion lawsuit to punish the Wall Street Journal for reporting on the birthday book, which he claimed didn't exist. Now, of course, we've verified that to the world. Now, experts have looked at this. Of course, this is Donald Trump's signature. It certainly looks like the signature to me. At the same time, his administration is cutting deals with a criminal, Ghislaine Maxwell. We know who she is, who exactly. She's a monster who participated in crimes against up to over possibly 1,000 women. Now, Trump and our Attorney General have not turned over the full Epstein files to our committee, despite a bipartisan subpoena signed by our chairman and this committee. If we want to get tough on crime, if we want to talk about crime in D.C., we need to stand up to where the crime and corruption is happening, and that is at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, and hold Donald Trump accountable for his record and his actions. It's time for the House majority and Republicans to stand up for the Constitution and take on the biggest crime happening in this country. It's time to release the Epstein files. And with that, I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. Our witnesses today include 3 current District of Columbia government officials and 1 former official from the Biden administration. First of all, we're very honored to have Washington, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser here. Mayor Bowser was sworn into office on January 2nd, 2015, and began her 3rd term on January 2nd, 2023. Welcome, Mayor Bowser. Next, we have Phil Mendelson, Chairman, Council of the District of Columbia. He was sworn into office as chair on June 13th, 2012. His 5th term as chair began on January 2nd, 2023. Mr. Mendelson has been a member of the D.C. Council since 1999. Welcome. Next, we have Brian Schwab, Attorney General of the District of Columbia. He was sworn into office on January 2nd, 2023. Welcome, sir. And finally, we have Gregory Jackson. Mr. Jackson served as the Deputy Director of the White House of Gun Violence Prevention and Special Assistant to the President during the Biden administration. Again, thank you all for joining us. I look forward to this discussion today. I'll say again, the purpose of this hearing is to try to determine solutions to the crime crisis in Washington, D.C., and how we can work together to make sure that the district is safe for all the residents and all the visitors who come here on a daily basis from all over the world. Pursuant to Committee Rule 9G, the witnesses will please stand and raise the right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Let the record show that the witness has answered in the affirmative, and thank you all. May take a seat. We appreciate you being here today and look forward to your testimony. Let me remind the witnesses that we have read your written statement and they will appear in full in the hearing record. Please limit your oral statement to 5 minutes. As a reminder, please press the button on the microphone in front of you so that it is on and the members can hear you. When you begin to speak, the light in front of you will turn green. After 4 minutes, the light will turn yellow. When the red light comes on, your 5 minutes have expired and we would ask that you please wrap up. I now ask Mayor Bowser to begin the opening statement segment of this hearing. And Mayor Bowser, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman Comer, Ranking Member Garcia, and members of the committee. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm Mayor of Washington, D.C., and I'm joined by the Chairman of the D.C. Council, Phil Mendelson, and the Attorney General for the district, Brian Schwab. I'm pleased to be here today to report on the state of the district. First, a bit of a primer about my hometown. As you know, in 1973, Congress passed the District of Columbia Home Rule Act, creating a local government with an elected mayor and elected city council. We are represented in this body by a mighty warrior, Eleanor Holmes Norton, but she does not have a vote, and we have no representation in the Senate. D.C. residents are full-blooded, tax-paying Americans. We are a donor state. We give more to the federal government than we get back. We have all the responsibilities of citizenship, but not the most important benefits: representation and full autonomy. I'm proud to report that the state of the district is strong, and while we face macroeconomic headwinds, with our continued sound financial management and your help, our economic growth outlook can improve. I recently sent to the council our 30th consecutive balanced budget with no new taxes or fees, a budget that reflects the sober reality of our time: declining revenues due to the unfortunate continuation of remote work, the reduction and relocation of DC-based federal workers, and other macroeconomic shifts. In 2024, we had the fastest growing population in the nations. Our schools grew in enrollment and achievement. Our parks system was rated #1. Over 27 million people visited our city, besting our previous record. Our metro system rebounded faster than other transit systems in the nation, and we drove down violent crime by 35%. Let me say something about our public safety ecosystem. It is unique. Like what happened in most jurisdictions across the country post-COVID, we experienced a violent crime spike in 2023. When I was last here, I explained how we would drive down those trends, and it is working. Today, compared to 2023, burglaries are down 34%. Theft, motor vehicle theft, 37%, homicide down 44%, robberies down 60%, and carjackings are down 71%. Overall, violent crime is down 53% compared to 2023. And in the recent federal surge, we accelerated those gains, including a 1-month reduction in carjackings of 75%. In my last visit, I also explained the peculiarities of our system. We are very proud of the men and women of MPD who commit their lives to protecting the nation's capital, and they have my commitment to get back up to 4,000 officers with critical changes to our policy environment, a 13% raised, and enhanced recruitment efforts. MPD makes arrests. Most adult cases, however, are prosecuted by the U.S. Attorney for D.C., who is part of the United States Department of Justice. Our youth offenders are prosecuted locally by our Attorney General, and our Department of Youth and Rehabilitation Services, a local agency, is responsible for their commitment. But our youth and adult offenders are supervised by federal agencies. DC Jail is local, but most of our residents who are committed to detention are in federal facilities across the nation. Our judges are appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. We currently have 13 vacancies. As I've told you, we're putting every resource necessary towards public safety. I've authorized the chief to use the overtime necessary to make sure we have adequate police on the streets. We spent 1.8 million hours of overtime last year at a cost to us of $75 million. I've also reported to you previously that we engage regularly with regional and federal partnerships, including the United States Attorney, the FBI, and the ATF. And that's why we will continue to use enhanced federal resources as outlined in my mayor's order, creating the DC Safe and Beautiful Emergency Task Force. In 2023 and in the years since, we pushed for legislation to rebalance our public safety ecosystem, including the Secure DC Omnibus. I'm out of time now, Mr. Chairman, but throughout the questions, I hope to also explain to you other ways that the Congress can be helpful, including helping us get back to 4,000 officers, fully funding the president's, when it comes, requests for beautification and safety efforts in D.C. to support America 250, helping with our homeless services, especially bridge housing that is working to get people off the streets. And finally, as we were able to do, Mr. Chairman, with the RFK legislation, their finance and economic resilience opportunities, like creating an opportunity zone, or D.C.'s Act 60, like Puerto Rico's, to ensure the economic resilience of the nation's capital.
Thank you. Very good. I now recognize Chairman Middleton for his opening statement.
Thank you, Chairman Comer, Ranking Member Garcia, Congresswoman Norton, members of the committee. I'm Chairman of the Council of the District of Columbia. Our form of government is nearly identical to yours. The Council's relationship to the mayor is the same as yours to the president. I'm pleased to testify and to finally present our views on matters that are clearly of concern to the committee. We are a beautiful city. Our public parks are well maintained. Our roads are in good condition. We have a world-class public transit system. Our public education system is a leader in the country in terms of choice and a leader among large city systems in terms of growth and academic achievement. Political rhetoric notwithstanding, criminal activity has been on the decline, with violent crime dipping to a 30-year low last year and even lower this year. The percentage of our citizens with health insurance is one of the highest in the country. Public lands, public transit, public education, public safety, public health, core functions of government, and we are doing well. And we are well managed. We adopt a balanced budget on time every year. We spend within our budget every year. We've had clean audits every year. We continue to maintain strong cash reserves. All of our pension programs are fully funded, and we continue to maintain AAA and AA plus financial ratings, despite Wall Street's expressed concern over the negative economic impact of federal actions. Despite these pluses, we are a city under siege. It is frustrating to watch this committee debate and vote on 14 bills regarding the district without a single public hearing, with no input from district officials or the public, without regard for community impact, nor a shred of analysis including legal sufficiency or fiscal impact. Bills like H.R. 5183, the District of Columbia Home Rule Improvement Act, make the district less efficient, less competitive, and less responsive to the needs of a highly complex, unique local government that serves local, county, and state functions. The SOAR Improvements Act would actually hurt 50,000 school kids in the district by defunding the D.C. public school system by approximately $17.5 million. It also would void a long-standing compromise agreed to by Congress with district officials. H.R. 5140, the Juvenile Sentencing Reform Act, is actually criminogenic. Data suggests that juveniles tried as adults are not scared straight, but rather are more likely to reoffend sooner and more often than those treated in the juvenile system. Moreover, you criticize the council for being soft on crime, but the current age thresholds this bill repudiates were enacted by Congress. Over the last several years, the Council has taken steps to strengthen our criminal laws, and I will note that we have been able to pass these bills while Congress has not. For instance, we have strengthened the probability of pretrial detention. Even before we did that, the rearrest rate for individuals released pretrial was among the lowest in the country. We have strengthened, by clarifying and imposing new penalties, the criminal laws including shoplifting, carjacking, strangulation, and felony endangerment with a firearm. We have reinstated police resource officers in our schools, and we have taken a number of steps to support our police, including approving just yesterday a 13% pay raise for police officers and approving hiring incentives to increase the ranks of our police force. And we're about to adopt a deferred retirement.
Okay, I guess I'm running out of time. I'm running